Do I look like I'm glowing? I think I'm glowing. I'm not used to having like decent lighting behind me. Usually it's like glaring so much you can't see any of my face. I finally got like a legit setup too, so I can use my hands because I'm not resting my phone on a Dunkin' Donuts cup and it's like precariously balanced, ready to fall at any moment. So I've gone legit. This week has been really interesting because my goal for myself was to just outline what I want to do in the story, come up with an outline. But my daughter also started potty training this week. So I have lived and died by the potty timer. And so it's been kind of hard to focus. And of course, my girls have been taking staggered naps, so I have not had much of a break this week. Yesterday, I got a little bit of one, and so I sat down and I was able to sort of piece some things together. I figured out, I was just talking to my husband and I mentioned what I was planning, and he was like, "You don't know anything about that. Why are you doing so much research on it?" And as much as it pained me to admit it, he was right. Right, what you know. So I sat down and sort of hammered some things out and realized that I do have some connections to different. It's actually artwork. There's there's gonna be an art heist of sorts. And so I was able to tie in some more of what I know into that rather than having to delve in and do quite so much research. So my time can be spent writing instead of researching necessarily. So that was really helpful. I'm trying to just get the who done it, the motive, red herrings, you know, culprit, clues, that sort of stuff outlined. And then on top of that, I'm trying to get the story circle put together. So um, I'll put a link to another video, but basically, the story circle is Dan Harmon, the creator of Community. He created a version of Joseph Campbell's hero's journey that he uses to write all of his narratives. And I think it makes a lot of sense. And so I'm trying to fill in that before I dive in and make all the characters interact with each other. Because I think if I have an idea of where everything needs to go, it'll make it easier for me to attribute different motives to the characters, have them work as puzzle pieces for the mystery, and piece it together that way. So that's actually been really fun. I feel like I'm starting to get some of those pieces where they need to be, and I don't know that in my writing before that I've had things working together that well. Everything always just felt like a really disjointed scene. Like I could picture how I wanted the character to get from, or I wanted the character to be here and I wanted them to eventually end up here, but to fill in the blanks, I had no idea how to do that. That's always been a weakness of mine. I think I've mentioned that in videos before. But kind of following this story circle and honestly just having the idea that, like, okay, this is going to be a mystery. There's certain things that need to be in place with that. And I think that might be the best genre for me to experiment with as I get back into this, because things so clearly have to connect to each other, even if it's, at the very end where Poirot is like, aha, here's how so and so did this and this and this. And with that, though, I definitely want it to be more of a Poirot mystery than a Sherlockian mystery. One of my pet peeves at the end of reading or watching a mystery is when it was insane, the leaps that had to be made for the detective or whomever to figure out who done it. I much prefer things where the clues have been left for you, the reader or watcher, along the way, so that there was a chance, no matter how remote, that you could have put everything together yourself. Just because, as somebody who's interacting with a mystery, that's so much more satisfying than when you get to the end and you're like, I'm sorry, the what? There was a snake? Okay, whatever. There's no way we could have possibly known that. Um, so I think that's where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna see if I can hash some of this out before my meetup tonight. I am meeting with my accountability partner, and I don't feel like I'm gonna be able to go to that meeting and say that I got a lot done. So I'd like to be able to hash out a little bit more before that, so I can at least say that I was more successful, because at this point my accountability partner is killing it, and it's nice because it pushes me to rise to the occasion. So I'm gonna go finish up some coffee and do that while one of the girls sleeps. I've got another one in the swing right now, so we'll see how that goes. Till next time, toodaloo, Nancy Drew.